I'll tell you one thing that VJ said this morning that I agree a lot with, and it's something that you see it become very, very prevalent in the maker movement, is this whole idea that you have to create these platforms that are easy and inexpensive and accessible, and that allow people to create things and share things and build upon the work of others. Right? When you create situations like that, right, innovation can come from everywhere. Mm-hmm. Right? And it goes back to that one statement I made based on the work that Elias does. Right? They have a biologist on staff. They've got the engineers. They're working with universities. They're working with hospitals. Mm-hmm. And you have all these different people with different interests, different skill sets, different perspectives and priorities coming together in one place. Again, that's where you have this spark of innovation. That's when innovation happens. Mm-hmm. So it's those kinds of things that I'm a bit of a little bit of an anarchist in my perspective. I love, like, meritocracy is one of my favorite words, and the whole idea that, you know what, you move forward, you advance, you reward truly based on what you accomplish. Mm-hmm. And so I love things like Kickstarter and the fact that people are being enabled, right? It's not the one executive that gets to make a decision. It's not the VCs on the hill that get to decide whether or not something's going to get funded. If you have a great idea, the crowd's going to decide, yeah, go for it. Okay, we got your back. Right. That's where I think things are going to go. I think the big thing is I'm very much in tune with the whole idea around how products affect people's emotions. And so the emotions that I would start with is frustration. Because, where there's frustration, there's opportunity. And frustration means that, well, there's something a customer is trying to do that's really important to them, but there's something they feel is in their way. So that's always a good starting point for me. Let's say I want to show you your lows. I want to convince you that you need to carry our new Power Painter.
Sounds good.
Right? There's a Power Painter. Look, this great digital model. It's actually a little more real, but get rid of those lines there, right? Oops. So explode it back. Right? Looks awesome, but you know what? You're going to say, well, you know what? A lot of our customers are women or people that don't paint all the time. They don't want a big, heavy, industrial looking, how big is that? I can't really tell. Mm-hmm. You say, well, that's fine, Mr. Customer. Or Lowe's or Home Depot. Why don't you hold up the camera?
Oh,
point it at the marker. That works. But now you can see, I'm not sure if you have a good view of it, but you can see the Power Painter, right? Full scale, right perspective, right? Next to me, next to my hands, next to other products in the room. I could grab another power. I can grab the Wagner Power Painter, put it on the table and say, wow, it does look smaller or less intimidating than the other product. This is going to be a great sales tool for our sales guys because they're gonna take a configuration, a whole family table configuration of a product line. Right, and publish an eDrawing, put it on the tablet, and the guy's going to go to his customer and say, okay, do you want to see the ball valve or the butterfly valve? Do you want the 12-inch or the 36-inch? Okay, perfect. There it is. And then the customer's going to look at it, put other products next to it. Do you want to see the cutaway? Fine, we'll just bring up that configuration. Now you want to see how the ball valve compares? No problem. There it is. What do you think? It's probably just over 2 years. We're probably working on this product that we're releasing in eDrawings. That's probably been going on for, I'm going to say, 7 to 8 months. But the 2 years, I've been working on this with, we started with augmented reality glasses.
Actually. Oh, really?
Yeah. So we had this very, very big, broad vision about kind of like taking over the engineer's workspace. It wasn't just the desktop, right? It was the workspace. Virtual shells. The whole room, or actually your cubicle, right? At least, right? So it wasn't just limited to your screen. I could actually have virtual shelves. Wow. There's a whole concept there that I won't get into right now around like the difference between what a virtual shelf could be versus a physical shelf.
Right.
And it's just a lot of cool concepts. But as it turns out, the glasses just didn't perform well enough yet.
Okay.
And they kind of set this expectation about being this immersive, this way of getting immersed, right, in a virtual setting, or being immersed with virtual augmented models, but not quite good enough yet. And then later on, the second iteration is when we realize, well, this is the iPad, right, or tablets are a perfect platform for it, because you have this fantastic screen, right? You have a camera, you have the gyros, the accelerometers, and then the fact the form factor is just so flexible, portable, and people either have them or they want an excuse to buy one. Yeah, the maker space, I don't have any specific things that I've been thinking about around that. I think it is an important space to pay attention to. And I think it's going to take more than just, well, let's make our CAD system, let's take our existing CAD system and put it in that market and see how it does. It's got to be more. You can't just reduce the price or make it cheaper. You really have to take the time to understand that space. That means understanding the people, how they're using the tool, the skill sets they truly possess, right? And what are they going to do with the data they're going to create? Are these folks that are primarily using it to, they're turning parts in their basement? How many of these people are actually going to makers? You have to spend time to really wrap your arms around that and then figure out the best way to address it. And I personally have not spent enough time. It's on the radar, but I haven't really dug in deep to say, okay, this is what we need to do. And these are the people there. We have to make this more accessible to more people. And again, accessibility comes in many different forms. It's price, availability, and the ability to actually use something and get value out of it. So having the right kind of interface for different people, and that can be different things, right? It's unlikely that it's going to be one super easy interface that everybody can use. I think it's going to be more something like there's going to be the interface for people that do this kind of stuff, right? And there's going to be the interface for these kind of people. And I think it's going to be something like that.